All right. I think we did live now, man. So, guys, if you're watching this video right now, don't forget to like the video, share it, of course, comment. On the live chat right now, we're live. I'm here with my bro Ajibade, and if you want to join the show, just let me know so that I can, leave a link for you guys so that you guys can join on the live chat so you guys can join. So, you guys have heard it. Uh, I mean, this thing has been going on for some time now, but it looks like the law has finally been assigned by Mr. Donald Trump, who has placed a ban on immigrants from Nigeria. You know, and the last when I left, I think I left Nigeria 12 years ago. So, and the reason why he did this is because he said, like, according to what the U.S. immigration officials are saying, they said the countries, for the most part, want to be helpful, but for a variety of different reasons, simply fail to meet those minimum requirements that were laid out. So they are saying that Nigeria's security problems, are still going on, and of course, I don't want to say anything now that will make people say, "Oh, this guy is he trying to be divisive or what?" I'm not trying to be divisive, but at the same time, this is what we're saying. As a Nigerian, I'm very, very disappointed. I can go to the US if I want to, but I'm disappointed because I know there are people who don't have the opportunity. They want to do good things. They want to go see their families, or they want to go study. Even though this new rules doesn't necessarily affect the students, but at the same time, large majority of the people who have good intentions will suffer from this, bro. So let me invite my bro right here, Ajibade, to give his take on this. Uh, Donald Trump placed a ban on Nigerian citizens. Crazy, bro. Ajibade, what's up,
Yeah,
bro?
brother. Yeah,
What's
I'm
up,
good. Are
bro?
you?
Yeah, bro. What was your take on this, man? When I saw it, when I first saw it, I was like, okay, I saw this coming uh, uh some time ago. Even Donald Trump, we knew how he talked down on Nigeria. But I just want to know. I just want to hear something from you. Is this was this is this a form of racism, or you think the guy is justified?
Um,
Because
you
to
see,
place a ban on more than 200 million people because of national security issues and other stuff, which I have to say, all our leaders, especially with the leaders we have, the clueless ones, they have to be held responsible. But at the same time, what about the innocent citizens who don't really have much to say in this matter, man? I beg, give your take, brother.
you see, if I want to say something about that, um, that's is a well, but the only
What
thing
we say, Wetty, welcome, Wetty. Welcome
I say now,
development.
welcome
Like,
development.
do you know that you and I and people, there are people who are not as privileged as you and I. Like, it's different, bro. We have to understand that. So why will it be a
Yeah,
welcome development?
the welcome. Why I said the welcome development, but the but that is there is that it could have not done that to all citizens. It could have been so nice if it's only for official government official alone. Because the reason why I said that is that this guy travel. I mean, all these years they travel around the world. They embezzle all the resources of the country, and they invested. You know, put it in the bank in those foreign countries. But I believe that if they stop them traveling and amend their security threats, because they believe they have everything all, they have flexibility of moving around, so they don't have to care about anybody, and that's where the problem is now. So the welcome development is that why must we why must the Nigerian official be traveling everywhere without facing their own country? That's the question I ask myself every time, you know.
Why they travel everywhere?
And they see whatever
Well,
they see what is going on in their country, and yet they couldn't do that in our country. Whenever they're sick, they come to UK, they go to America. Why can't they build a giant hospital that there we need to be going, and we can now generate more money? Even South Africa, they begin to generate money from Earth and wherever now, because now look at UK. UK doesn't have like we do. In fact, they don't really have any. They generate money from education because they invested a lot of money from education. You see people from China, students from China, they come or all over the world, they come to UK to come and study. And immediately they go back to China. They never work in the UK. They don't work in UK. Their government will finance their education to come and get the knowledge in the UK and in America, all over the world. They will go back to their country and instantly they got a job for them. And that's why you see China developing every single day. Any technology that is coming out now is from China because they acquire the knowledge from all this European country, advanced country, and they go back to their country to go and invent it. Now, but ours is a different thing. Our government doesn't build on the youth. They don't want to build on youth because if you give the youth education, one day we're going to challenge them, and they don't want us to challenge them. They want to be embezzling the money up, and they don't want to sit on that resources, and they don't want anybody to challenge them. But now, as everyone is getting to challenge them now, they feel uncomfortable. So, to be honest, in fact, if it's possible for the world to gang up together and block the officials, government officials, they will sit tight and do the needy for the country. That's my take on that.
I understand what you're trying to break down, but I don't know if it would be wise for US to just target Nigerian politicians or officials, because at the same time, I think they're enjoying the embezzlement, though. Of course, they're enjoying it. Bringing the money from Africa to the Western world. Buy properties there. Do well and all the stuff there. I'm just let's listen. The thing is that in as much as I don't like America, because I've never been a guy that want to go to America. America has never been a place where I would say, let me go, let me go. But our family is there. Yeah, they won't be affected by these because they are US citizens and all the stuff. But what about the people that don't have? What about people back home? Would be saying, guys, would be saying, just use PG break and that so that people foreign people don't understand. See, what about the people would be saying, man, to come on to drink Gary safe, guy, it's hard for them. They can't get one particular say they want to enter Yankee now. And they think I think just jab like this guy. I go before now. Wow.
That's the only concern. That's the only concern I have now.
Because he's never going to affect these guys. Do you know that after the announcement, do you know that the Nigerian government they haven't made any comment about this regarding this action that Donald Trump just took? They have not made any. It shows how clueless and stupid, and how I don't know. It shows that Nigeria potential means
I
nothing.
that.
It means nothing.
I
If
will not
this
be
guy just
surprised.
well,
I will not be surprised because our Mr. Mohammed on the radio, I was listening to his interview. Um, 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 he posted that on, and the information minister was saying that put to the House of Assembly to restrict to that is speech bill about a few days ago, a few weeks ago, that was everywhere. He was lying that no such bill has ever been posted on the no such bill, which that's a terrible lie. And he was saying authoritatively, he can assure him that there's no such. That's the thing. So if I'm saying that kind of thing about the policy the bill that the senator tried to put on, and he's saying it's not happening. I'll be surprised if he didn't know about when or official of the government very old. They are not lighted with what is happening anymore. With that 18 and stock rate.
My guy, analog brain, you got it right, bro. You got it right. You got it damn right, bro.
So what do you
very interesting?
Well, no ideas of what I was hearing from the chief. What's the name of the military? The military was actually the religious leader to put Nigeria to pray for them to defeat Boko Haram. So that why to defeat? So that
a terrorist group. Bro, that country, Nigeria, in as much as I'm proud of the nation, I'm proud of my country, but that country, Nigeria, is backward, bro. I'm Nigerian. Everybody knows that. If you have been a fan of the show, you know that BBC is part of Nigeria, but the country is backward. The reasoning is too old school. And not only that, there's always tribalistic sentiments, in some of us, and also religious sentiments as well. Let's not forget about the corruption. That one is just everywhere, bro. And this is a war. This is a war. This is a war. Donald Trump doing this. We know what he wants to do. We know what he meant by that. But anyway, someone in Franketto, are you there, bro? Fragnetto.
Hello.
Yeah, bro. What's up? What's up? What you
doing? Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. Well, what's popping? The first time you're joining BBC Live now, man. That's nice to have you.
Yeah, I know. I've always been following you for a very long time, but this is the first time to be in your live show. Greetings from Canada. I'm from Canada.
Okay. That's good. You reside in Canada.
Yes.
Okay, good. So, you heard the news, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. About the U.S. ban. Donald Trump placed a ban on Nigerian citizens.
Yeah. Over 2 weeks, we had the hint or the rumor that Nigeria is going to be among some of the countries U.S. is going to hit with the new travel ban, sanctions, and all that. And finally, yesterday, the news came out that the ban has been placed on Nigeria and other 5 other countries or 4 other
Mm.
countries. Yeah,
Before you
like,
before you continue,
yeah.
sorry to interrupt.
Mhm.
Why isn't like Saudi Arabia on this list? I'm not seeing it there.
Yeah, as you know, Saudi Arabia is a very important ally to the US. Very,
But
very important
but
ally.
Nigeria is the largest trading partner to US, right? Is US
Like,
largest
like
trading partner, right? In Africa.
believe believe me, when people say Nigeria is a great nation, this and that, yes, we are great in terms of human capital, but economically, we're actually nowhere. If you understand what I mean.
Yeah, we're
When
actually
you,
nowhere, but we're the first in Africa.
yeah, well, like
So
Africa.
if we are nowhere,
Mhm.
that means the rest of the African countries are not even close. Are not even so I
Well,
mean,
yeah, if you want to put it in perspective, that's true. But Africa, when you're talking about world politics and economy globally, Africa is really not in the picture. They come to Africa, they say things to make themselves look good, but if in the interest of things globally, Africa doesn't come anywhere. Africa is least on the table. So when Nigeria is an African giant, if you want to say that, which I don't really believe, because if you move around to other African countries, you understand what I mean.
are you Nigerian or where are you from?
I'm fully Nigerian. I'm Igbo, 100%.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to ask first, before Okay,
Yeah,
no problem.
yeah. So that's the true situation of things. But if you look at the ban critically, if you read through, you understand the ban is on certain kinds of immigration visas to US, not complete outright ban on Nigeria.
Yeah. According to what I'm seeing here, it said this an article from BBC. It says, what are the new rules? The US said it would suspend the issuance of visas that can lead to permanent residency to nationals of Nigeria, Eritrea, Kyrgyzstan. I've never heard of Kyrgyzstan before. And
Yes.
Myanmar, Sudanese,
Yeah.
and
Myanmar.
Tanzanian
Yeah.
nationals. We no
Yeah.
Sudanese and Tanzanian nationals will no longer be allowed to apply for diversity visas. What is diversity visas?
Diversity visas is visa lottery
Mm,
that they've stopped few years. I think that was about 5 years ago. I'm not 100% correct exactly how long, but if
mm,
you remember, about some years ago, visa lotteries was Nigeria was excluded from the countries that could partake in that diversity program. So
mm,
that one has been placed on Nigeria before now. But for the new ban, countries like Eritrea and
mhm.
some other country, I can't remember the names. They
Kyrgyzstan. Have you ever heard of that country before?
Which one?
Kyrgyzstan.
I think so. Yeah. I think is a country in around others Uzbekistan area.
Mm,
Yeah, somewhere in Asia. So those countries had the privilege of applying for visa lottery, which Nigeria was banned some years ago already. So right now, the current ban on Nigeria prevents Nigerians who have visitors visa, for example, and want to marry a US citizen or a US green card holder from being a green card holder and then eventually becoming a citizen. That is the actual effect of the ban. Nigerians can still apply for visiting visa to the US, but you cannot migrate from that visitor to become a permanent resident or a green card and a citizen. That is the ban. That's just the effect on Nigerians. The US generate a lot of income from Nigerians moving to US as visitors. They generate a huge amount of income. In fact, if you read that report, you will see that just last year alone we had over
What was
8,000.
so special about the US? I don't like the US because I remember sometime I got opportunity to migrate to US. I've got uncles there and cousins there. I turned down the offer to do so, because I don't know what I don't know if you speak pidgin English. I don't want to
Yes, I
say
do.
this in
I
you
do
know
understand pretty well.
you feel me? So they say man place where where you know battle.
Mm,
No
mm,
need to even think about the place because usually I go say okay now anybody go US for sure. But at the
mm.
same time, I don't just anything. I don't just anything for the feel me so.
Yeah,
So I'm not fond of the country, but at the same time they have rules. Uh, it's what it is. But uh, how do you think this? How do you think this will affect the people that that are not like as privileged as us? You know.
yeah. Like just like you said, I'm not a huge fan of the US as well. Before I went to the US for the first time, I obviously as a Nigerian, every Nigerian wants to have that feel of leaving Nigeria first and go to some foreign country, especially a
Mm,
Western country,
mm,
right? If you haven't left Nigeria, there is this feeling that you will always feel about yourself. But
mm,
once you leave
mm.
Nigeria for the first time and you go to a Western country, then you know there is really nothing so much to it as people think it is. You
Yeah,
understand
that's
what I
true.
mean?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So for those of us who are still in Nigeria, who have not had the opportunity to been to Europe or been to America,
Hmm.
it's different. It's really, really different. Going to Asia is really different than when you visit Europe or America. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Hmm.
but yeah, so it's very unfortunate, but at the same time, it's a wake up call on our government. But the unfortunate thing is we really do not have a government, if you permit me to say that.
Bro, we
Because
don't get government, but we don't have a government, but we clearly listen. Just less government will get, all the name
yeah,
of. Listen, I'm telling you right now, the reason I'm not, listen, the reason why I am, I feel sad about this a little bit is because of the people that I know whenever I call home like this, when I talk to some of my guys or some of my everywhere in Nigeria, okay, I always hear like they always tell me how things are rough now. Even the economy is like on a global scale we are doing very well, but the people are not benefiting. They are not seeing the result of it. You know what I mean? They only hear,
mm.
oh, Nigeria is doing well, economically and all those stuff, but they don't get it. They don't get shit from it.
We're not.
Some of
I
them
don't
are like
understand.
some of them
We're
are
not really doing
graduates.
well economically.
They are they are
I went to
they
Nigeria
are
last month.
graduates and they don't have a job, like what am I gonna do, brother? For me, so
Yeah, yeah. If I was in Nigeria last November,
mm,
and I came back in December. So I I went all around. I was in Lagos, I was in Owerri, I was in Port Harcourt, I was everywhere. I was down in the street. I felt what people were going through. The economy is really not doing well. The private sector is doing fine. I wouldn't say they're not. Some sectors are doing good, but generally, a huge percentage of the masses are not feeling nothing economically. You understand what I mean?
mm,
But on the topic on ground, on these sanction issues, the reason why I think the US plays the sanctions are for two strategic reasons. Number one, if you remember sometime in August last year, I think the
mm-hmm,
list of the Nigerians who was it 80 something names of the Nigerians who were involved in some sort of cyber crime
crime, yeah,
in the US. If you remember that list that FBI published last year,
mm,
right?
I
That
saw it.
was
That's why.
yeah, that was a huge red flag, and I was in the US on that day when that list came out. That was around 22nd or 23rd of August. I was in the US. I was in New York then. Um, I when that thing came out, I'm like, okay, something else is going to happen because Donald Trump, right? He doesn't take things like this for granted.
But
When that
but but Donald Trump is actually showing his racist side. Though. Let's not forget about that. This guy already, if you remember the comment he made about Nigerians,
shithole and all that,
this guy has been envious of Nigeria. Like he's seen Nigeria as a youth threat. Okay, the reason why even Belarus is on the list, if I'm not mistaken, is they have Belarus already is there. It's because Belarus and Russia are not getting along right now. And Donald Trump is a huge fan of Putin and other stuff.
yeah,
So I mean, like the people that commit the most crime are mainly people from Slavic nation. Russia is the head of it for sure. So
Mhm.
let's not forget about that. I think racism has a lot to do on this case because Nigerians in the US contribute a lot. In fact, Nigerians are the most educated people in the US. You know what I mean? Still
Yeah,
in the US.
yeah, yeah.
If you think I'm lying, you can go do your
No, no,
research.
I know that. I know.
And there are lots of doctors,
Mm-hmm.
and in America who contribute a lot. Listen, I don't know, bro. Like this is like this is a form of this is a strategic move, from Donald Trump, and we know the guys are racist, man. Let's keep it real. The guys are really pure racist. I don't lie, you, bro.
The guy is a racist. Everybody knows
You
that.
you
That's
know,
not a secret, and
but
he's not hiding it.
you know what pains me the most. You know what pains me the most? Like that Nigerians who are supporting the guy and saying this guy is doing well. For me, listen, Donald Trump, this move that he just made now is good. The reason why it's
Mhm.
good is because let's see what our government will do, or what they will say, or how they will react. You know, but they've been silent since since this got announced. They've been silent, bro.
They won't say
They've been
nothing. Trust me.
they've been
What they,
silent.
what are they going to say? They are not really going to say anything, because
They've been silent.
if this ban was on Nigerian politicians or those who have one criminal record or the other
Yeah.
alone, because they know they have those information, then that would be a good thing for Nigeria, right? That would be a good thing for Nigeria. But the point I was trying to make earlier is this: now, like 2 weeks ago, I don't know if you are aware, or 3 weeks, there was a ban on if you give birth in America, your child does not become a citizen automatically. I don't know if you have
Mhm.
if you heard that
Oh,
news.
okay. To be sincere, I never knew that existed though.
That's a new ban as well, not just
I
Nigeria,
never
all
knew that
all
existed, that
over.
you could give, like, I heard that there's a belt visa, right?
What
Like you go,
visa?
if you're pregnant, you could go to US, like then you give birth,
Yeah,
then baby come
like it must
automatically
be a medical
American
tourist.
citizen.
Yeah, yeah,
I never knew, because Europe is like it's different. Europe, like you cannot just
yeah.
come
I
and
know
give birth here and then you become visitor. No, that
exactly.
you
Thank
have to
you, thank you,
be
my brother.
one of them has to be a citizen of the country. One of the parent have to
Yes,
be, to
before
get there,
your child
or
becomes a citizen,
you have to
or after
stay. You have to
18,
be here
18.
8 years or 10 years. Then you have the permanent residence permit. Then yeah, it can happen.
Yes,
I
yes.
never knew that happened in America, but at the same time, America belongs to everybody, bro. That land was invaded by Great Britain, or Great Britain, and
Mm-hmm.
then they wiped out the aborigines of the land.
Yeah,
They're not
yeah.
even many anymore. Then they went to Nigeria, took people slaves from there, took them to America, and then the Germans, immigrated to
Mm-hmm.
America. In fact, Donald Trump's grandfather is a German, and
Yeah,
I know his hometown in Germany, and
yeah, yeah,
I went there one time to, like, just talk to the people and all the stuff. Only few people left though, but they were not really like happy when I mentioned. Germans are very unfriendly, and
yeah,
when you talk about racist people, or and stuff like that has to do with the bad past, they are very
upset.
they they're not upset. Upset for what? I speak my mind. They are like they feel uncomfortable in a way. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the younger generation of Germans are very friendly. Not all, or most of them are friendly. That I've encountered. Why the older generation are kind of like they have the Donald Trump mindset, mentality.
yeah. So,
But
so if
it's,
it, yeah, what I was gonna say is this new ban on Nigeria and some other countries, what it could do, what some Nigerians in the US could do, because I was speaking to a friend, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday in the US, and some of them, most of them who are citizens already, some of them who are married to citizens and all that. In this coming election, obviously, some of them, with this new sanction, they're not going to vote for Donald Trump, which is one of them. And another reason is, most although this ban is for those who are about to come in, not those who are in the US already. If you're in the US already with Like the normal visitors visa they give to foreigners is B1, B2, business and pleasure visa. If you're in the US already, is completely different for you. It's for new applicants who are coming into the US. So you will never become an American citizen again through that visa. You cannot divert from being a visitor to a green card holder, because majority of Nigerians who are today US passport holders or green card holders, most of them came through visitors visa, and one way or the other, mainly through marrying an American, you now was able to become an American or a green card holder. So that opportunity is no longer there in as far as Donald Trump is the president. Hopefully the new president tomorrow will change that law.
You mean if they marry, they can never be, if they married,
no,
it's not possible, like, how you mean?
For now, if you come in through that visa, that is what the law says now. If you come in through that visa, that visitor's visa, and you marry, you cannot be a citizen on that ground. That visa stops you from changing your status. Basically, you're going to be a visitor forever until that law is changed.
Really?
Until that law is changed. That's the new law.
Well, it is very interesting. Is that not segregation, if I'm not mistaken? Because the last time I checked, none of the Americans are really Americans, though. Like, let's keep it real right here.
Even here in Canada. Even
Donald Trump himself is a son of immigrant. You know what I mean? His wife is from Slovenia, Slovakia, very poor country in Europe. Yeah, I've been there once, though. Very poor country.
Yeah.
Like, it's not from his wife is from that. So why is it not placing ban on such countries like that? Like some countries, like why is it targeting mainly Asian or then black populated country? This is why poor country, black populated country. You know what I mean? So this is a very strategic move from Donald Trump. But let me not make this about race or whatever. But according to Donald Trump's history and what he said in the past, I think this was a racial motivated issue. It was a racial motivated move. I just think that. But he's not going to be president forever in America. So 4 years time, he'll be out of there. If they vote for him, I don't know. So let me wait. You don't leave. We have someone new in. What's up, bro? That game. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, what's up? How you doing, bro?
Oh, brother, look, I've been listening to your channel for a minute. We usually talk about boxing, but you're on some political stuff, so I wanted to chime in.
Yeah, man. I've changed this channel from just purely boxing topic to personal stuff, man, all this stuff. I just want to talk about some things, real stuff as well. And this I know is very important because it affects a lot of people, and it's making waves right now, bro. So
we talk. I'm from Louisiana.
Okay, what's the name, bro?
Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I'm in the States.
I mean your name, bro.
Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Okay. Cool.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. So what's popping? What do you think about this, bro?
I'm just kind of following that virus that's going on coming out of China.
Bro, that virus is deadly. I tell you, it's deadly, bro.
I have friends who live in Jamaica, and they're pretty scared because they know that if it hits them, nobody's going to help them. So they're just trying to take preventative measures and keep safe that way. But they know if it pops off in one of those islands like Jamaica, it's going to be bad. So I'm just keeping my eye, listening, hearing, and watching and seeing what's going on. I seen you guys was talking about the travel ban Trump just put out. I'm not sure which countries are on it, but it's quite interesting where the world is.
Nigeria is on it. Kyrgyzstan is on it. Tanzania is on it, Eritrea, Myanmar. I think Belarus as well is on it. I don't know. So, but
Okay.
this
Okay.
the Nigerian ban is a strategic move from Trump, But I don't know what he's trying to achieve right here because at the same time there are lots of Nigerians in the US, lots of them. And
So let me ask you this: does Nigeria have any type of terrorist activity or anything? What would be the point of putting Nigeria on the travel ban? Like, can you tell me, like,
okay, I'm going to tell you right now. The thing is, in the northeast of the nation of the country, in Nigeria, northeast, there is, of course, Boko Haram, insurgents there, people being killed by the terrorist group, and people being kidnapped, keys and all the stuff. And this has been going on for a long, long time. And the new government, before he came in, promised that he will eradicate, the problem. He will try, make sure that the terrorist groups are defeated. But the same guy ended up making deals, with the terrorist group, try to negotiate a deal with a terrorist. You don't negotiate it with a terrorist. So that kind of brought the mindset of people thinking this might be him trying to protect his people because he's from that side, that part of the nation, you know.
hmm,
And ever since he came into power, we've had the Fulani headsmen, people who just go everywhere, go to farms from the south side of the nation. They go there and destroy it with their cows and all the stuff. That like they just like things have been getting rough, and people are like complaining. Why is it like this? Why isn't the government doing something about it? But the government is not doing something about it because these same people are like kind of destroying other people's farms. Especially from the south side. They are the same tribe of the president. They're the same tribe. So I don't know, man. I think what the US had done, I think is good. It's a good thing, but it's not going to change anything because the Nigerian politicians and all these clueless guys, they are still going to go to US regardless. They are not affected by it, and the people who are going to be affected by it are people. Personally, like the people who want to go study in America, who want to really like kind of be the life in America, also like that. But what it is, man. So I don't know. It's crazy.
okay. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on that continent.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know. South Africa has some issues going on with the land. It's always some type of Ebola or something, AIDS or something weird coming out of parts of that area.
Mm.
Um, I almost think it's almost like a testing ground for the elite to try different diseases and see how they come out. I don't know. It's just uh, I don't
Well,
understand.
Ebola was invented in the U.S. They brought it to Nigeria before, but we contained it. Nigeria is the only country to contain Ebola without any Western help or influence. Um, why is everywhere? Everywhere in the US as well. The new disease now is the coronavirus, but that's coming from China. They place a ban on China. I don't know. I think Donald Trump has been a guy that hates Nigerians, and he said some stuff in the past about Nigerians. He's called Africa also names before. So I just think these were really a way. Okay, there's like an excuse to do what he wanted to do in the past, what he's been wanting to do in the past. So because Nigerian population is 200 million plus. Okay, and then 45% of Nigerians are Muslims. Okay, while the rest are Christians. But at the same time, this Boko Haram insurgents is only taking place in the northeast, which is a very small part of the country. So I don't know why Donald Trump did this, But at the same time, we all know that Donald Trump is a racist guy. And if you look at the US right now, Nigerians are doing very, very well, okay, over there. Nigerian Americans are the most educated students there. They are not into any sort of, corny stuff there. So I just think the guy doesn't want any immigrants from countries that doesn't like countries from people that don't look like him. Let's keep it real, bro. How many countries in Europe? There are countries in Europe right now that I can tell you. I'm not talking about the western part of Europe. There are countries in Europe. If I even tell you now, you wouldn't even know where they are, where they're located. Which are having some sort of stuff going on there, but you never see the guy come out and say anything about that or say, "Oh, let's ban these people." And what happened to Saudi Arabia? What happened to society countries who are more like who are more in a position to cause danger to America? So anyway,
well, Saudi Arabia, Israel, and America are like the tag. They're like three together, man. They don't go against each other. They play on people's minds, but Saudi Arabia and America are in bed together along with Israel. So
I mean, Israel is different, I think, but at the same time, let's not forget about 9/11, and let's not forget about the background of the attack.
I don't know if that story was true with 9/11 though, man. I don't know. I just can't see those. I think it was more to that story than just some guys with box cutters stealing a plane. It just could be me, but I really don't think it was what they say it was.
There are so many Nigerians who are happy that Trump did this. Some of them I know are very happy because they want the government to wake the fuck up. They're happy, but some are not so happy because they feel like, why not target the government, and why you targeted the citizens? This is what kind of Trangnero. What do you think, bro? No. Because with this change, will it change anything? I don't think it's change because for example, if I want to go to America, I can go there. I know that. If I want to go there, I can go there.
Right.
I have the paperwork to do that. But someone in Nigeria right now who hasn't been out yet, it's hard, and maybe they want to go study. It complicates things, bro. I'm telling you the real fact. It complicates things.
Right. Well, I mean, I could have told you. I could have told you that people that look like myself and you are want to be the first ones on the travel ban. I mean, it is what it is in this country. I mean, you hear a lot of blacks in this country cry about racism, but it's still there, bro. It's bad. It's not blatantly open, but it's there. It's a struggle, man.
From Nero.
Yeah, Effie.
Do you think this, like, I know you're in Nigeria. Okay, you're in Nigeria like me and all that. You're in Canada now, but like, are you feeling the pain a little bit? Like, are you feeling sour deep down, or you think this is a good wake up call for our leaders?
Believe me, I don't think anything will happen that will be a wake up call in Nigeria for the leaders. That's the truth. So even if they ban Nigeria from everything in the world, from the Olympics, from the World Cup and everything, the leaders don't they don't care about it. The only thing they care is how they'll be able to steal money and move them overseas. Right now, most politicians are no longer moving money to the US. They move it to places like Dubai and all those areas and some other countries in South America.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Continue.
Yeah. So what this ban is going to do on Nigerians is, if you look at our immigrant community in the US, most of his successful businessmen today, Nigerian successful businessmen or business entrepreneurs in one field or the other, they came to the US as a visitor. They came to the US as a visitor and somehow managed their way through the system and were able to become Americans or green card holders. So that thing will limit a lot of Nigerians from transitioning into being a permanent resident. Okay. And now one thing is, if you've lived in Western country, the first thing everybody wants to do is to get his or her papers. If you don't have that, you can never be successful. That's the truth. You cannot be legal. You're always going to be hiding. You're going to be under the table. You're going to be living by the mercy of somebody, maybe somebody who is trying to sponsor you, who is trying to help you, or do one thing or the other. So what is in Donald Trump's mind is he has observed that Nigerians are the most successful immigrants in America, and he doesn't like it. We are doing so well that he doesn't like it. So he's looking for a way to shut us up.
Hello? I think we lost Frank De Niro. Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, now I can hear you, bro. Continue.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah, so in a nutshell, what I was trying to say is Donald Trump, knowing that Nigeria is the most successful immigrant community in America, he doesn't like that. He doesn't like that because we are doing so well. We're owning businesses. We're heading so many agencies, so many both governmental agencies and private agencies in America. And he doesn't like that. He has seen that. He knows it's a reality. And in time to come, the influx of Nigerian dominance in America will be so significant that the rest of Americans will begin to feel it. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. There is no difference from what Donald Trump has done to xenophobia in South Africa, where the blacks in South Africa is saying that, oh, Nigerians, other black African people are taking their jobs, okay, because they are lazy, they are not hardworking. There is no difference. It's not different from what Donald Trump has just done. What he has done is strategically limit the chances of Nigerians excelling in America. That is just what he has done, basically.
But
and
is that not too late, because there are already Nigerians who are citizens of America, like many of them.
Oh, so yes, those ones who are there already fine.
Their keys are going to do well. They are going to continue to do well, just like in the UK now. In the UK now, you see how sometime in the UK, at some point in the UK, the British wanted to do that. The same stuff they wanted to do, but did it succeed? I mean, it's not too late.
You see, the difference between America and the UK is the American president has so many enormous. He has enormous powers. There are certain things he can do for the interest of the country without needing to consult the House.
The parliament,
right? The parliament. He doesn't have to consult them on certain things like this. Okay, but if you think the law is against natural justice, then you can go to court on it to repeal the law in America. You can go to court, and the court can change that in America. But the ultimate truth why he did this is reducing the strategic influence of Black immigrants, mainly Nigeria, from excelling and controlling businesses, other things in America. You understand what I mean? So, as I said earlier, he has seen that Nigerians are doing so well. We are the most successful. We have lots of doctors who are doing so well, engineers, nurses, pharmacists, name it, bankers, and the rest of it. Name it, in all fields.
Evil scientist.
He doesn't like that. Sorry?
I say evil scientist.
Yes. We have lots of Nigerian scientists. Yeah, we do. We have lots of engineers in like, so when I was studying in Ottawa, I went for a luncheon between the US and Canadian Chamber of Commerce when I was studying here. That was in 2012. I met the former CEO of Boeing and the then president of Bombardier, which is the Canadian airplane manufacturing company, and some other people. I met the governor of Missouri. I met the mayor of some cities in Canada and US and all that. Then I was a student, so we had an opportunity to meet some of these people here in Canada. So at that time, I also met some Nigerians who were doing very well. Boeing is a United States aero manufacturing company based in Missouri in America. So as at that time, I met a few Nigerians who were also among the team from the US who came to Canada in that particular meeting. You understand what I mean? So, and I'm like, oh wow, we have lots of Nigerians here too. Like Nigerians are everywhere, and they're doing so well among their peers that they are excelling and being the head of many positions in many places. Like, if you understand the number of Nigerians,
do you know that
everywhere, even here in Canada.
I never knew there's a Nigerian there was a Nigerian mayor in this country. What was it called? Something like either Slovakia or Slovenia. You know, one of that country. He was an immigrant. You know, like he was a student also, and he became a mayor of a community there in Slovakia or Slovakia or Slovenia. I'll do my research again.
Yeah.
You know, I never knew about.
Like,
I never knew,
Nigerians.
imagine. I never knew there were Nigerians in Slovenia until I went there, bro. Slovenia.
Oh, bro.
If you go,
There's
like,
nowhere in the world you're gonna find Nigeria in a large number.
If you mention, like, if you tell someone Slovenia, I mean, most people will never know where Slovenia is located at. You know, but I was surprised.
It was formerly USSR, right? It was formerly USSR.
Yeah, it used to be Yugoslavia, right? Part of
Soviet.
Yugoslavia.
Yeah.
Very interesting, bro. So, I mean, what do you think is the solution right now, man, to this ban?
Is very unfortunate. What I would suggest is, I can't, like, my suggestion will not make any difference. But what I was just going to say is, now there are two ways to look at this. Okay, if Nigerians as a people, as a community, can decide, okay, since we are just going to have visitors visa to go to the US only, if it's not absolutely necessary, let's not apply to the US. Let's not go there anymore. There are other countries. You can come to Canada, for example. There are other countries you can go to. There are so many other countries you can visit if you want to. You can go for whatever you want to, whatever reason you want to.
I want to ask. I want to ask. You've been to the US before.
Yeah.
Like you've been there, like not just
I've been there so many times
for a visit, but you know people there. Okay.
Yeah.
What's so special about the US? I want to know.
The unfortunate thing is, when each time I go there, like the last time the first time I went to New York, actually, I've been to Europe too, so I understand what it is like. If you live in Europe and you go to US, some countries in Europe, you wouldn't want to visit US again. Trust me. Like a lot of people, when you travel around the world,
the healthcare is not even free there. Like
nothing is free, and it's very expensive. Very more expensive than Nigeria. Very expensive. Not just that, the amenities, like the amenities is really, really, really poor in most places. Not everywhere, in some places. But some places are also very wonderful too. I'm not going to lie. There are things that are great in the US, but in a nutshell, generally, like what you expect of a country like that with the name and everything is not what it is today. In today's US, it's not what it is. Okay, but coming from the country which we come from, Nigeria, from a very impoverished third world country, going outside Nigeria is something most Nigerians want to have the opportunity of feeling. And
Mhm.
if you understand where we're coming from Nigeria, the environment, the system, the sickness, and everything, and you have an opportunity to go to the US and have a place to work to make money. There are no jobs in Nigeria. You work, you go to the US. If you're able to get a job, it could be under the table. You make some good amount of money to help your family back home, things like that. So the only thing we can do as a country, of course, we cannot place any sanction on Nigerians because on Americans because they really do not visit Nigeria, except those who are married to
Where
Nigerians who want to
what
visit.
about what about the American companies and the oil American oil companies in Nigeria, bro? What about the
Um,
assets? What about that? What about that, bro? I mean,
if
and I'm
it,
also thinking the Nigerians in the US, Nigerians all over the globe, man. It's not time we all come together and say, man, let's go back and change the nation.
yeah, all these are valid points, and there are
Because
things
me,
that we should
I
do.
know
But
that there's
the
something I can
government in
contribute
Nigeria is
to
not
the
allowing
country.
that to happen. That's just the truth. The government back home is not allowing that to happen. If you see what is going on in the
Why
news,
do you think they won't allow that to happen? Is it because of the tribal,
do you know why?
stuff or what?
Do you know why? Do you know why?
Why?
Do you know what? Do you want to hear the truth?
No,
The
no, yeah,
truth is,
I would love to hear the truth. Sure.
we the people, we the ordinary people in Nigeria, we do not care. We are so docile. We are so reluctant. We are so I don't care. We don't care because if Nigerians go into the streets and demand change and demand things to start working in Nigeria, things will work. But because we are so tribalistic, oh, this person is from Igbo, this person is from Europe, this person is from Hausa, this person is from this person is from here. Then, and these leaders, they know they've fed us, they've made that part of us in such a way that we cannot stand up and fight. Look at what happened to Sowore, for example. The guy was fighting to help Nigerians, but the Nigerian people who he was fighting for do not care. So they had to mess that guy up. They really messed his life up. You see where he is now today. You understand? This guy came out to sacrifice his life. He was willing to lay down his life, but for the good cause and make sure Nigerians continue with the struggle. But Nigerians don't care. He called for a revolution. Nobody came out.
Even the celebrities, bro.
Yeah, exactly. The celebrities, the artists, all of them.
Once he got arrested, some of them backed down.
Everybody ran back.
Oh, not be me.
Everybody. Not be me.
My God.
You know, that's the only way Nigeria can be better. If we come out, listen, people are going to die. That's the truth. People will definitely die. You don't know if you're going to be the person, but people are going to die. Nobody knows who is going to die. But look at what's happening in other countries. For example, like once the government does something, everybody comes out to the street. Even here, everybody comes out to the street, and the government will have a rethink about what they are about to do. We need a revolution in Nigeria. It's as simple as that. Until that revolution happens, nothing will change, bro. That's the truth.
In the US, dude, like I know in most Western nations, okay, in most Western nations, apart from Belarus, where you are not allowed to protest, publicly or when you gather people together to go protest, something's not going right. You want to, voice your opinion and of course make things change. When you protest, the government don't assemble soldiers or military soldiers or personnel to shoot you on site. In Nigeria, I saw at one point
just to protect you.
When they were like protesting, there were soldiers assembled by not the president, by the government or the governor of that state to start shooting on site. So how many people would die, would like to die, to make sure they get a change? Because I do know if, for example, we are more than 200 million people. Okay. Believe me, if all people can come together, like from different states, let's say 1 million people, maybe we might have, if 36 million people can march on the street.
The streets.
Really, really much. The government will collapse. Not even 36 million, bro. Maybe 1 million is enough. The government will
Yeah,
collapse.
simple.
They will collapse.
Simple.
They will change things. You know, and if they start, you know, holding these people, you know, responsible for, you know, the wrong deeds they've done in the past or they continue
Mhm.
to do,
Mhm.
we don't have this thing,
Mhm.
bro. We will, and we will. I understand that in African tradition you have to respect elders and all that stuff. But at the same time, these people are killing us, and here they will say, "Baba, what for now? This, you know, Baba, I get something, I get something, all this kind of stuff." And at the same
Yeah.
time, we still have some Nigerians that, especially Nigerians back home. I had to travel out
Yeah.
of Nigeria before I realized that, listen, the Nigerian mentality, if it continues to remain the same as it is right now, is going to lead us into a more destructive way, bro. I tell you. The
Yeah.
Nigerian mentality back home is
I,
that I too know.
like, yes, I was
you
gonna
come
say
from.
something.
I'm not listening.
Initially, when your video started, when I got the notification, I was like, okay, I was gonna say something. You see, for example, I'm a huge fan of Anthony Joshua, like a huge diehard fan. I've been following AJ since 2013
Mm.
after the Olympics. That was when I knew who he was. I've been following him since then till date. I've written, but last month he visited the president in Abuja. And I really, really, really do not like that because I mean, you know what's going on in the country. Why would someone like AJ go to the presidential villa, took pictures with a leader that is not doing so well? Like, is it in support of the government? That move he made was, to me as a person, I really do not like that move.
You mean
He shouldn't have done that.
when he prostrated to Muhammad Buhari?
He, he shouldn't visit him for any reason in the first place, not even to prostrate. Go to prostration. He shouldn't visit him.
Mm, I
He shouldn't
understand.
have
Listen,
visited.
I understand now. You know, I made a video about it
Joshua
though.
is it, yeah. Okay, so I didn't see the video. Like, personally, as a person, I criticize that. He shouldn't, like, what look at what is going on in Nigeria. This president has turned Nigeria into shit. When he came in, the economy was doing well. He took us into recession, and they say we're out of recession. I don't think we're out of recession, but people are suffering. The poverty is increasing. He has made us the poverty capital of the world, and we are still getting deeper into the poverty hole. The country is getting poorer and poorer. People are dying. Things are getting worse. Insecurity is increasing.
Eradicating corruption though. That's what he's saying.
No, he's, oh, come on, like, what corruption? He's fighting opposition. That's what he's doing. He's not eradicating any corruption. How much has he recovered? How is he eradicating corruption when there are no jobs?
And what about those
People,
that the money that Switzerland, the money of Abacha, they retrieved from Switzerland.
Abacha money, they've been
Where is the
retrieving
money?
that's what I mean. Although it has EFCC ever come out any day to say this is how much we've recovered since this president came into power? Every day is just media corruption fight. It's just on the TV. We see that on the TV. But in the real times, people are not feeling nothing. He's really not. He's just fighting opposition. All he wants to do is to take all the states from PDP and make them APC states. And what I was telling my friend the other day is, if I'm a Nigerian politician, I'll just, if I'm a PDP politician, I'll say, you know what? Let us all move to APC. Let us be one party state, and then we'll fight from there. If I'm a PDP member, everybody
PDP
should just become an APC member.
APC, both of them are the same, brother.
They are the same. Yes, they are. But APC is.
They are the same. I think Nigeria should have an independent party where there is no godfather behind. There's no godfather backing behind. Something like Showore, you know, created also. But at the same time, Showore's party, like, I mean, how many Nigerians would say they are a proud member of Showore's party, bro? Nigerians are audio supporters, bro. They are chameleons. So I've got to know a lot, you know, in Europe, living here in Europe, chameleons everywhere, brother. I tell you, not just Nigerians.
Yes, that's true.
Like Africans, some Africans as well.
Mm-hmm.
To be chameleons, they see you to your face and praise you, and then they talk shit behind your back. And,
Exactly.
and you know, and the thing is that you, for example, now you and I, we know how we can fix the country. You and I, we have ideas, you know. But
Mhm.
if we take our ideas back to Nigeria now and talk to the people there, listen, this is how it has to be done. This is how it has to be done. They will tell you, who do you know? You know, do you have someone? Do you know someone that knows someone? You know, to get to even look at our national football team right now, bro. For you
Exactly.
for these players to get to the top, they have to know someone that knows someone. But that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Because if you go to every street, okay, go to somewhere, go to Onisha, go to Benin City, go to Warri, go to Lagos, just go to Kwara State, all those places, just you will see guys in the street, okay, they are talented. They're just talented. They are natural like a culture, you know, and Kanu and all those guys, or at least all those guys. But those guys we never get to play for Nigeria because they have to know someone that knows someone that knows someone. So
Yeah.
if you and I go to Nigeria, it's okay, let's try and contribute. I would just do. Listen, the thing is that everybody want be a father name. You feel me? So everybody want to be a father name for that country. So
Yeah.
the only solution, like you said, people are saying, "Oh, divide the country." Divide. I don't think it will solve anything because once you divide the country, some people want to have their own as well. You know, there will be more confusion will come. We are talking about country with more than 250 50 languages. You know, this one want to have his own country. The other one will say, "Yeah, you know, I want to have my own too." You know, before you know, that country might have 50 countries in that country.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So the best thing is for all these guys from different parts of the nation to come together and say the government must change. And it's just like what Martin Luther King did with African Americans. You know what he did? The 1 million man march also. I don't know if you heard about that. You heard about it. So that guy, only that guy, you know, assembled, you know, the African American community, you know, and during the civil rights time when they were fighting, the civil rights movement, when they were like fighting to, you know, to make sure segregation doesn't win, you know. So I don't know, man. I don't know how you think this can go. I mean, I mean, I've tried my best in the past, you know. Like I kind of talked to like some people there who are also activists who want things to go well, but they are scared that they don't have a godfather behind them, so they cannot take that risk, you know.
Another thing in Nigeria is the level of illiteracy is so high. The level of illiteracy is so high that a lot of people do not like. If you go to the street, like the both of us, we're educated enough to understand how a country should be. But if you go down, like I told you, I just came out from Nigeria a month ago. If you go down to the street and see what's happening in Nigeria, you understand that there's a high level of illiteracy of people who are not educated and who don't understand what is going on.
Bro,
and the fortunate thing is this social media thing.
Bro, the ones that are educated, they are oppressing the people that are not. You know, and the ones
exactly.
and the ones that say they're educated, they don't have common sense. You cannot say, "Oh, I went to Oxford University, I studied this, I studied that," and yet you don't have common sense. You know, you see what I'm saying? So there are lots of, you know, educated people in Nigeria, outside Nigeria. We that are outside, we've seen things. We know, you know, we've gone through things, we've passed through things. We know how the system works here. We know what needs to be done. Even these so-called leaders, they come here, they enjoy the benefits here. You know what I mean? But I wonder why they don't take the same mentality and say, okay, now these guys are doing this. Let's do it back home. When was the last time we updated our rule of law? Has it been updated since independence? I don't know. I mean, you tell me.
Well, I mean, the constitution we use today is 1999 constitution, which is over 20 years old.
So you are telling me that a country like Nigeria that we call Jan of Africa, we are still using the 1999 constitution or what? Isn't that
that's what I'm saying.
Isn't that a disgrace?
It's a very And the constitution was something that was handed over by the military, right? So it's not even something that was
This is what I'm
that
saying.
really considered a lot of things. So
This is what I'm
things
saying.
needs to change. The people need to come out and fight and stand for their rights and fight. They need to come out on the streets, not just to talk on social media and things like that.
How can a country like Guinea, country like Guinea, we're small, we're a small country, be fighting for
Mhm.
their right. Look at Burkina Faso. What happened? They at least they tried, even though the French
We
have
have all
been,
it takes. We have all it takes in
what
Nigeria. All we
you
just
know.
need is that people just, anyway.
It's not.
If it's,
It's not about we talking on social media. It's just that, Nigerians are like the audio supporters. The main Nigerians are audio supporters. They will say, "I support
yeah.
you, support you," but once things said like this, now so they go withdraw. Say, guy,
Yeah, look at what happened to
now you
Showore.
know.
Showore is just a big example, just a big example. Before that thing, I've met Showore a few times, and even when he came here and all that. So we spoke about things like this, and it was just very unfortunate. They had to use his own party to fight him. They had to use his own party. They had to break in. They had to bribe some people in the party. Like I was the 12th person to register in AAC. I'm a member. I'm 12th person. My number is number 12 in the whole world. So yeah, so it's just unfortunate. Nigerians don't we don't know what we want. Even when we know what we want, we can't stand up and do it.
But Showore is still alive though. At least he's still alive. Maybe.
Oh yeah, he's still alive, but they've messed him up. Like right now, he's not as strong as he used to be. They've dealt with him psychologically and mentally. There was something that somebody injected him in the court. If you remember that video, that thing, I don't know what that thing is, but believe me, that thing has an effect on him one way or the other. It has an effect on his body. Something was injected into him, and everybody saw it on camera. And we are talking about what we saw on camera. What about what we didn't see while he was in detention? This guy was detained for more than 100 days. For more than 120 something days, he was detained in prison. He couldn't see lights, no food for most time. He didn't see his friends, family, and things like that. Right now, he cannot leave Abuja. He has not seen his family yet. He only talks to them on the phone. So, they like, for example, what they've done to Showore is another way of intimidating other Nigerians who might want to come out to do what he did, to say, hey, if you try something like this, we'll deal with you. But one thing is, no government stays in power forever. Today, Buhari is there. He thinks he's so powerful. He's going to leave one day, and some of these things he has done, his family, if he doesn't suffer it, his family will suffer it. That's the truth. If he doesn't suffer it, Abacha's family is suffering what he did today. If Buhari does not suffer what he did, his family will suffer for what he did. There's karma, and it's real.
Bro, during
You can't avoid it.
Abacha era, at least he wasn't. I mean, the country, corruption and other stuff was very, very, very visible for people to see. But at the same time, Abacha was a very strong guy, though. And Buhari thinks Abacha is a mentor to him.
Yeah.
He has never criticized Abacha's wrong deeds. You know what I mean? So you see, these people, they're all the same. That's what I'm saying. That
they're all the same.
Maybe we need maybe we need a vibrant young leader like Showore. Someone like that.
Of course, that's the kind of person we need.
Someone of that mindset. Mindset to make sure things get better. To make sure, like Nigeria right now, every citizen in Nigeria should be paid for sure. If they're not working, if they should at least get some benefits or something like that. But I sometimes I ask myself, like I say, why is it not like that? And I look at it and say, this is the reason why it's not like that. See. But I will go talk. We'll talk about the country. But just the 50 for the people will be saying, man, we this thing affect, because for me, it does not affect me. You understand? So that's for sure. That's sure that it does not affect me. But what about the people that I know who are like planning to go to US to study and all this stuff, and So I want to go see their family members, and I don't know. It's not possible now, man. I think we have to wait till Donald Trump, Donald Trump, tenure is over, man. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll
Okay,
see.
Faye. I have to run.
Thanks a lot,
Uh,
bro. I appreciate it.
thank you so much for.
first time I'm having you on this podcast. Make sure you
Yeah.
write me on the Facebook. Make we brother.
Oh, no problem,
Let's
bro. Thank you so much.
more on this platform so that because I can see you are very knowledgeable and you tend to know you tend to know what's right and wrong because we sometimes we'll see red, we'll see that white. Or in the
Mm-hmm.
name of I want to protect my own interest. You feel me? So I'm very grateful
Mm.
to have you on this program, bro. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
All right, bro. Thank you too.
Okay, thanks, bro.
Okay.
Cheers.
Yeah.
So for those of you guys, I hope you guys who are watching, I hope you enjoyed this podcast, this topic with Frank Nero, Ajibade, and of course DG Boxon. I mean, so what am I gonna do, Seth? So I just hope our government respond in a diplomatic way because you cannot fight the US. The US is like a giant. Cannot do anything to the US. We don't have the cojones to do so. Even though a guy like Robert Mugabe did it, but Nigerian leaders don't have the cojones to do that because they will lose everything. They will get exposed. The money that they stole from the nation will never be recovered. They will never get it back, because we know these guys, they take our money, go to all these Western nations, do shit with our money, and the citizens never say anything about it. That's because most of the citizens have been, tricked, have been diverted to believe these guys are heroes or saviors, whereas these guys are nothing but looters, armed robbers, thieves, greedy mofos who don't really care about anyone other than themselves. And they will take their keys, go to America, go to these nations and all this stuff. Listen, to be sincere right now, on one part, I'm happy that Donald Trump did this. On the other part, I'm not. You know what I mean? I wish he targeted the government rather than the citizens, but at the same time, your government is responsible for you. America is not our government. We have a government. Is the government functional? Well, no, not as it should be because the government is clueless and the leaders are people without vision, people who are very who has analog thinking mentality or in a way. They will see blue like this, they will see na red. Or in the name of uh protecting their own, So we'll see what happens, guys. I mean, this is a very, very interesting matter, But I don't think Donald Trump will win though, because there are lots of Nigerians, like millions of Nigerians in the US, where they have the already hold American passport or citizen of America, and for sure they will reproduce Nabi. You know that. So Donald Trump will not win, that's for sure. But it's just sad to see that some people that I know who have good intentions to to go to America and establish something meaningful there, either study or for business purposes and all the stuff, we now have to think twice, before going there. I would still say I don't see anything special in the country. I don't know. But I've heard some things, and of course I've seen some things as well. So nothing really special, but it's what it is. So stay blessed, stay hungry, stay humble, and like the video, share it. Cheers, guys.